All right, big breaking news coming in at this point of time. In fact, there are exclusive details that Times Now has now accessed as far as the Salman Khan shooting case is concerned. The firing of shots outside India's biggest entertainer Salman Khan's house has raised a massive security alarm. The probe into this case has revealed that it was part of a plan to establish dominance of gangster Lawrence Bishnoi in Mumbai. Sensational details have emerged in the charge sheet filed by the Mumbai Police, which Times Now has now accessed. Police has alleged that Anmol Bishnoi, the younger brother of jailed gangster Lawrence Bishnoi, instructed a gunman to fire shots in the air outside Bollywood superstar's home to intimidate him. This charge sheet also contains a transcript of the conversation between Anmol Bishnoi, where he asks the suspected shooter, Vicky Gupta. In this particular call, he has asked him to smoke a cigarette in order to look fearless in the CCTV footage. Let's take a quick look at what are the other instructions given to the suspected shooter as per the charge sheet. The first aspect that's been looked at over here is, of course, to smoke a cigarette to look fearless, and clearly this is part of the attempt to try and appear to be fearless. There's also the instruction to take time to scare Bhai, who's Salman Khan in this particular case, properly. The third instruction that we're looking at, and these are all details coming out of the charge sheet, is that don't wear a helmet, keep it at the back of the bike. Another instruction over here is that planning is very crucial. They must plan the attack well, is also an instruction that has gone in. The fifth instruction is to get rid of the bike and other belongings that you have. Instruction number 6 from the charge sheet is that dispose them in a location where it can't be found. Clearly an attempt to bury all the evidence there, and don't be scared. God will take care of everything. These are some of the details coming in. In fact, Shweta, my colleague who's actually broken this charge sheet, is with us. Nilesh also joining us for some perspective on this. Shweta, very, very big news break, because you've accessed the charge sheet of this entire Salman Khan shooting case. And in this particular case, the instructions are very clear, and the prosecution believes at least that it has a very strong case given the kind of evidence that it has collected. Take us through what exactly the charge sheet reveals, not just in terms of the meticulous planning, but also in terms of all the evidence that the investigators have gathered. Shweta.
Well, absolutely, Madhav. In fact, as we go through the significant points that you have mentioned in the charge sheet, and here what we understand is that significant developments in the case has already taken place. Here, point number 1, you have clearly mentioned how clear instructions were given by Anmol Bishnoi to the suspect, in fact the accused shooter Vicky Gupta. And here the 9 minutes of conversation plays a very vital role. In fact, Madhav, we will just go through the conversation that actually took place between both of them. It is the instruction how he is encouraging. Anmol Bishnoi is trying to encourage Vicky Gupta in terms that this is the act that has to be done and rest of the things will be seen by God. And here we are also getting to learn few major points that he is telling them how to keep your body language, how to be fearless, how to keep smoking the cigarette, don't wear your helmet, and be fearless. You're going to script history. These are some encouraging words that were put into the ears of Vicky Gupta, the accused, in fact. And moreover, if we just see the rest over statements that was recorded and which were of course mentioned in the charge sheet, the first important thing is here how on Sunday, that is 14th of April, around morning 4:30 to 5 a.m. The accused, he in fact did a Reiki first, and then he had opened fire, in fact, outside Galaxy apartment, and he had left his bike a kilometer away from Galaxy apartment. He boarded an auto to reach Santa Cruz station, from where he got another auto to reach Gujarat border near Vapi. In fact, he video called Anmol Bishnoi, and after video calling Anmol Bishnoi, he, as it was mentioned by Anmol Bishnoi, that you have to dislocate all the arms, you have to so that it can be untraceable, and so did the accused did. He threw his mobile phone, he threw all the revolver, the pistols, the leftover pistols in Vapi river. And
well, so the instructions were clear. The destruction of evidence is also part of this larger case. And let me quickly bring in Nilesh, because Nilesh, this is part of a much larger plan to establish dominance by, conducting this kind of an attack on Salman Khan, who's perhaps one of the biggest names as far as Bollywood is concerned. Take us through what exactly the charge sheet says as far as those plans and those intentions are concerned.
Well, absolutely. Speaking of this particular charge sheet, which has been filed by the Mumbai Police Crime Branch, which is about more than 1,738 pages, speaks in detail how this conspiracy was or this execution was done, and a backup plan has also been instructed. This is not a act which had been practiced in a day, but it was a compilation of various plans and strategies wherein both the shooters had earlier also conducted a recce, not just of Salman Khan's Galaxy apartment, but every entry and exit point from wherein it would be an easy access for them to run over after conducting this shoot. What our colleague Shweta briefed us about, how it was not just an instruction given of how to conduct this particular act, but also why to conduct this particular act. A transcript of about 9 minutes, which was an audio chat between Anmol Bishnoi and these two shooters, rightly briefs how it was a motivation line stating that it is an act.
All right, Dilesh, we'll come to you. Shweta, thanks so much for breaking this massive news update, this massive news story here on Times Now. We will keep coming back to you for more updates and developments as those revelations from this particular charge sheet come to the fore. For the moment, taking this across to our guests who are joining us with us is PK Jain, who's a former additional DGP of Maharashtra. Zulfiquar Memon, lawyer, is with us, as is Rizwan Siddiqui. Let me start with you first, Mr. Jain. I think the charge sheet has spelled out quite clearly what the motive was. There's also a direct reference to the destruction of evidence, the pistols being thrown into a river, etc. after speaking to the main accused, and this larger conspiracy, the larger plan to try and establish dominance in Bombay. How are you looking at it in terms of whether the prosecution has managed to investigate and build up a watertight case?
Thank you very much, Madhav, for inviting me to the show. Yes, it has all the making of a mafia style, well planned, and a very cold-blooded action on the part of the members of the mafia family. Now, it is the same style as Dawood used to operate years ago in Mumbai. And apparently, though Salman Khan has been on the hit list of Lawrence Bishnoi for quite some time, yet a serious effort which was made years ago, which was probably dropped by them, this was the second serious attempt made on his life, or maybe to scare him off. And, it's only that police was lucky in a way to get the initial leads, and they finally managed to catch the culprits. And now they have been able to collect evidence which would eventually put this man and the main conspirator, that is Lawrence Bishnoi himself and his brother, who are also part of the conspiracy, probably behind bars for a long time. I am sure that the police has done their job well. They have collected evidence. They have been able to nail the accused, and the case will be taken to its logical conclusion. That's how I look at it. Right. It was with the intention of establishing dominance over this city, because there was a vacuum, there's a void here, and they probably wanted to threaten and knock out money from many people, as they have been doing so in the north of India. It's a very well-organized gang. It has more than 200 members. They have been running riot in Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, Delhi, etc. So they only wanted to increase their footprint now in Mumbai and Maharashtra.
Let me
so
bring it.
The game plan.
If I can just come in now and bring in some of our other panelists as well. Zulfiqar Memon, very interesting to see the kind of instructions that have been given by Anmol Bishnoi to Gupta, where he says, smoke a cigarette, don't wear a helmet, bhai is Salman, fire in such a manner that he's scared. So it's not just the act itself, it's also, all the surrounding, body language, etc., that the image they're trying to portray of somebody who's not scared to take on even a big name in Bollywood such as Salman Khan.
Yeah, Madhav, from what I hear from your channel, the excerpts from the charge sheet seems clearly like a Bollywood script, and this is not the first instance where real-life gangsters are clearly inspired by Bollywood, and that is the reason why Bollywood is always in the attack, because that's the easy route for success and to build a name. The instructions that are given by Bishnoi here clearly seems like he's trying to inspire, or probably he's trying to encourage these young shooters who are picked up on a contract basis, probably not been working with the gang for a long time, but these have been picked up for an assignment. So, this is a very, very serious act that they are trying to do, and it's a challenging thing to go outside Salman Khan's house and fire rounds. So, as any boss sitting, in an international safe zone, it's easy for him to call up and give him all these, inspiring pep talk to make him feel that, this is going to be a life-changing experience for him. So that's where all these instructions come from. And all these young boys, they get inspired by all these movies and all what they see on OTT platform today with all these violence and all the crime scene. So it's easier for them to just go there and then, get their fame, a moment of fame, because towards the end, as you said, he's also said that, this will change his life. So this is probably not only money, but all these popularity is the inspiration for them to do this.
Absolutely. In fact, if I can bring in Rizwan Siddiqui, there's a audio conversation, money that has changed hands, which the police says that they have proof for. In terms of the evidentiary value, apart from, of course, the manner in which they were trying to establish dominance, in terms of the sheer evidentiary value, would you say that this is an open and shut case?
See, when we talk about a trial, a proper trial, the entire thing would be very different once the trial is led. So, investigation report is filed under section 173 of the erstwhile CRPC, and then 173(8) you can file additional supplementary charge sheet and so on and so forth. But once it goes for trial, the entire thing will become quite different. Basically, the accused is always held at a higher pedestal, and he's always presumed to be innocent till proven guilty. So once we have such laws in place where presumption is given, the advantage, in a criminal trial, and every investigative, pieces which have been put together by the police is subject to scrutiny and is subject to, opening and cross-examination and examination and so on and so forth, things may look very different once the trial starts. Also, there are evidences which to a layman may appear to be a very good evidence, but sometimes, I'd rather say that most of the times in a trial, it becomes, the trial is led in such a way that your plus points, whatever points that you had to your advantage as a complainant, may seem to be going against you. So, but not getting into the trial mode right now, but at the face of it, and when we see that there's an organized crime and that is also being done by an organization which is named for doing such kind of activities. So therefore, it is, to be assumed that the evidence which is collected so far, also going by the video recording, and there are good evidences which cannot be overlooked. Like, for example, the primary evidence, which is, I'm not talking about the big conversation between the parties, but I will definitely talk about the video footage, because the video footage would be the primary evidence in this particular, in the entire proceedings. So the primary evidence is so strong in this case that I do not see that it is going to be easy for Bishnoi gang to get away easily, in the trial.
Well, absolutely.
But, yeah. So the case is very good. It is definitely, to the advantage of Mr. Salman Khan, and it will be definitely beneficial to him. But we need to understand that in cases like this, it is the public prosecutor who handles the entire matter, and it is even your own lawyer. Salman Khan's own lawyer would be only a watchdog lawyer.
All right. I'm going to request our panelists to stay on with us, Mr. PK Jain, Zulfiquar Memon and Rizwan Siddiqui. We're slipping into a very quick break. We'll continue with the discussion in just a few moments. We're discussing, of course, the exclusive details of the Salman Khan case charge sheet. In fact, this is in relation to the shootout that took place outside his residence. And let me quickly bring in Mr. PK Jain. Mr. PK Jain, you were talking about how in the past there have been similar styles that have been seen as far as other gangs are concerned in an attempt to establish dominance. Take us through what exactly is happening in the current context in Mumbai as per your experience.
In Mumbai, there were various gangs and various mafias which were operating. The last of them was Dawood Ibrahim. There was a time when the criminals, in order to join the gang, used to commit a murder or two to establish their competence to join the gang, and they were not paid anything for that.
Right.
But subsequently, after the MCOCA was introduced, a very stringent punishment was awarded to these criminals. They used to stay in the jail for a long period of time, and conviction rate was almost 92%. That is when, for the first time, the backbone of the mafia was broken.
Right.
Now, these gangs which are operating in Delhi and North India, now they have associates all over the place. Even from Pune, if you remember, they have a few associates from Pune also. So they have some kind of a footprint in this part. But Mumbai being what it is, the money floats, and the people want to make a quick buck out here by terrorizing the builders, the film.
Absolutely. I want to quickly bring in Zulfiquar on one more aspect and some of the revelations that have come in. You know, Bishnoi tells Gupta that you are ready to script history. He's also convinced him that this is a bailable offence as per that conversation transcript that's present in the charge sheet. Clearly, there was an attempt at misleading, perhaps even gaslighting the shooter Vicky Gupta.
Yeah, but that's exactly what I was trying to tell Madhav. They take advantage of the
Zulfiquar Memon, please.
Yeah. Sorry. I said that, that's what I was saying. They take advantage of the vulnerability of these young boys who are desperate to get famous immediately with taking law into their hands. And that's the reason why they get so easily carried away by all of this nonsense. I mean, clearly, a person who's a criminal sitting abroad giving instructions to this young vulnerable boy to go to a superstar's house and shoot, and then giving him instructions on how to smoke a cigarette to look so cool and not to look scared, so that the CCTV camera is going to capture, which means he's admitting there that he's going to be captured in the CCTV camera and he's going to be famous. So the fact that these young boys are falling prey to such stupidity is itself is scary, because these are quick famous tricks that they are trying to prove by paying them money and bringing them
get famous quick tricks. Absolutely. Zulfiquar Memon, Rizwan Siddiqui, I'm sorry can't come to you at the moment. PK Jain as well. I'd like to thank all three of you for joining us and breaking down this story. Massive development over here in terms of the charge sheet of Salman Khan shooting case, which we've accessed right here on Times Now, details of which we are exclusively putting out. We'll be bringing you more updates on this breaking story through the course of the evening. Keep watching Times Now.